Hey everybody, so I'm going to be doing a 1920s makeup tutorial. The reason why I have a hat on is because, as I said in my other video, my eyebrows are extremely difficult to cover, so what I decided to do was just put like kind of a hat, and I just drew like the line right here to make it look like I have those eyebrows because it just doesn't work otherwise. So this is how their eyebrows were, and if you have thin eyebrows you can probably cover yours easily, unlike mine, but their eyebrows were always very thin and they went very low and past the eyebrow. So to get a 1920s look you definitely need to have the eyebrows down. So yeah, so I just did that. I put my foundation on. So you can use whatever foundation you want, but if you want to be more authentic, you should use a heavier matte foundation. So I put that on already, and I put my concealer on. So I'm going to do the eyes now. And I put a primer on, and I just used this Urban Decay one. You can use whatever one you want, but it's very good to use that because otherwise it's going to come off. So for the eyeshadow, I'm only going to be using one color because that's the most authentic way to do it, because they didn't have a bunch of colors to pick from. So they used a lot of gray for their eyeshadow, so I am going to use gray too, and I'm just going to use this gray one right here. Okay, so the eye shape that they were going for was kind of a downturned sort of doll eye. So the way you get that look is concentrating the eye makeup more towards the inner eye and then going down. So the way I'm going to do this without it looking really crazy is I'm going to load up my brush, and I'm going to use my little mirror. Oops, wrong eye. I'm just going to start by putting it on my eyelid. Okay, so just sort of like a thick line like that. Then I'm going to get a fluffy brush, like a blending brush like this, and I'm going to start to blend it towards up here. So whenever I look at these 1920s makeup tutorials people do, they look very costumey, and I'm trying to make it look more like realistic, like what they would wear actually every day. So I'm trying not to make it too dark. Even though they did wear gray, it wasn't as dramatic unless you were an actress, because they had to make it really dark so it would show up on the camera. But I don't think you want to look that crazy in the day. So keep the eyeshadow really low on the outer corners, just on your eyelid, and don't go past the crease. But on the inner part, you do go past your crease and sort of up here. So just lightly blend it up towards this part of your eyebrow. So that's basically the shape, and if you remember, for doing this another time, if you just go from lower down here and then up to this point of your eyebrow and then down, you can do this with any color. You can go darker, you can go, you can use other colors. You don't have to just use gray. I think purple is really a pretty color for this look too. So just start light at first and then just build it up. Okay? I'm going to do the other eye now, and then we'll do the rest of the makeup. So blending it up. Then we're going to do something on the lower lash line that will also emphasize the downturned sort of look too. So you can see that there's nothing really going on over here on this part. It's just sort of fading up to here. Now it doesn't show up as much on my camera, but it's a lot darker than it looks. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to use an angled brush like this, and I'm going to get the same exact color I just used. And on the bottom line, I'm going to kind of do lower than you normally would, like right here, and then go up. So what you want to do is sort of make this wedge on the bottom. So it goes almost like you're doing a cat eye, but on the bottom part of your eyelashes, if that makes sense. And then get very close to your natural lash line. So you can see how this eye looks a lot more downturned than this one. Also, don't put any eyeliner on your bottom waterline because that's not the look that you're going for. So I am going to use some black eyeliner. You can either not put eyeliner if you don't want to, but you're not supposed to do, not supposed to, but in the 20s they didn't do cat eye, like flicked liner. So just try not to do that because that's not what the look, it would just defeat the whole purpose of doing the bottom part. So when you do your eyeliner, just go very close to your lashes and stop on the outer, and then go up. And then on the bottom you can do the same, kind of blend it into that wedge. Okay, now I'm going to blend it with this like spongy thing. You can use a Q-tip too, but just sort of blur the edge. You're kind of doing like a smoky eye, and if you think of it that way, it'll not be as scary. So you can kind of connect these bottom ones like that, so that they go like that. Okay, next one. So you can either use black eyeshadow to do your eyeliner, or if you're kind of scared at first to do that, or you can just use a pencil like this. I wouldn't really recommend using like a liquid eyeliner because it's just not the type of, they didn't have that and it'll just not look right. Okay, so I'm going to blend this one in, and then we're basically done. So everything with this look is downturned with the eyes and the eyebrows. So just remember that. You want everything to be like, we usually have our makeup in modern times like this, like arched eyebrows, and then things usually go up like cat liner, but in the 20s makeup, everything's like this. So just remember that. So now is going to be mascara, and they didn't have false eyelashes, so just use mascara. Get a really good volumizing one if you want to really emphasize your eyelashes. I'm using my L'Oreal telescopic one. And for this look, you can curl your eyelashes too if you want, but I'm not going to. Concentrate a lot with the bottom eyelashes too. Unlike the 40s and 50s, they didn't really put that much on their bottom lashes, but the 20s makeup they did. So you can also build it up a lot and kind of look like, you know, the spidery lash look. That will be really good for this. So I think this is a lot more wearable for every day, and if you want to make it a little bit more bold, if you're going to a party, you can use black for the eyeshadow, or a really deep purple or something, or even build up the gray really dark. Okay, so bottom lashes, really straight down and heavy. If you're doing this for a night or a party, basically just make everything bolder. You can put more eyeliner, more eyeshadow, stuff like that. Okay, so just keep building on top of that. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is blush, and I'm going to use my NARS Orgasm one because it's a really rosy color, and they had mostly like reds and pinks. So I'm just going to put this on the apples of my cheeks. And don't blend this like we do now. Really concentrate on the apples. It's really hard to see, but it's very bright. I'll put some pictures on my blog so you guys can see in better detail. Because I'm in very bright light right now. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to use my, I'm going to use a red because that's very popular. I'm going to use my Brick lip liner. And I'm not going to do the super defined Clara bow thing because it doesn't look realistic, and not everyone did that. They just did a very defined Cupid's bow, but they didn't, you know, make their lips all weird. And so just do very defined lips. Okay, so there's two types of lipsticks that I'm going to use, and they're both pretty authentic. One's very red, and this is Russian red, and they're both matte, and the other one is from Revlon, and it's called Wine Not. So this is a really dark burgundy color. So these are both very popular for that time. So I'm probably going to use more of the burgundy one. So here. Make sure your lip shape is very defined too, and sharp, because that's how they really looked. So that's the look. I hope it was helpful. I'll go up close. And I'll put more pictures on my blog so you can see it in detail. But I think this is a pretty good like representation without being too costly. So I hope you guys liked it, and thanks for watching. Bye.